As in, I don't know if I'm really tired because I've slept more today than I have like last week and all that. So it's just like I'm tired. Sorry.
Studio.
Okay, you slept more as well. It was confusing. Studio? What time now? Why are you trying to harass me, Valentine?
It's 20 seconds.
So I've never
Yeah.
Because it's your birthday, control yourself.
What's his virus?
Yeah.
Mics are up.
FM Lagos, or just type into the search box.
Embed said, I kind of promised the city this.
Yep, 2 seasons ago
So
when
it
they
actually
won.
happened.
Yeah, when they won only 10 games. 10 games. Finish. That was what he said to them, that don't worry, soon we'll be competing in the playoffs. Now, yeah, it was, for me, it was even a dream that Miami Heat was able to get a game in this. I didn't expect them. I expected this to be a sweep because of the form of these two guys, Simmons and Embiid, and finally they did it. But it wasn't without the drama. I think the drama was just distracting. Meek Mill, it looked like a concert.
Yeah.
It was about Meek Mill.
Yeah.
It was about Kevin Hart just trash talking on the side of the court. Look, can we focus on the game? Maybe that's what distracted the Heat in the first place.
Distraction mechanism.
but it was a brilliant battle. It was a good fight. Also the San Antonio Spurs today were knocked out. Yeah,
oh boy!
Finally, by Golden State Warriors. That game ended 99, I think, to 91. So pretty much taking shape who the semi-finalists are going to be. The toughest and the most interesting still, Milwaukee Bucks Celtics leading in that one by 3 games to 2. So let's see how game 6 goes, and maybe that will be the wrap up, or maybe it will go all the way to game 7. But it's an interesting one.
Hashtag Meek Free.
Exactly. No, but when I saw his picture, the courtside picture, I was so excited. I was
really, I really wasn't. He didn't really look that free. He looked haunted in his eyes.
You know, of course, that's what you get when you stay.
People said he looked really bad in jail, that they had to get him out for
their life. Yeah,
you could see it, but it's okay. He's out. Thank goodness for his family and his son, most importantly. Let's keep it moving though, and talk about how after an impressive outing at the recently concluded Commonwealth Games in Australia, the Nigerian Wrestling Federation have been invited by their French counterparts to be part of a one-day test match that will see wrestlers from both countries sweat it out on the mat later on this year. So that's quite exciting stuff. Now, in an invitation letter that was sent to the NWF, the French Wrestling Federation also promised to take care of the logistics of the Nigerian delegation, which will comprise of 9 athletes, 3 coaches, 2 officials, and a referee.
Yeah.
Okay. The Nigerian athletes will also be in Paris for a week and are expected to be part of an internship arrangement. The organizer stated in their invitation letter, saying, "We are happy to invite you once again for a promotional event of an evening of wrestling. Your athletes will be able to share sports internship with our team from France at INSEP de Paris, and we invite you for a week at this Olympic establishment, the showcase of French sports." So that's quite nice, actually.
Yes, the good news is they're paying for the logistics.
Because they know.
These wrestlers are not going anywhere. but
I feel that, sorry, I was just going to mention that because I had to count a little bit, the number of ancillary staff are almost equal to the number of wrestlers.
Yeah, because it's not just about the people going to wrestling, it's also about training and all.
Understood.
It's a full,
thank you for that.
Yeah, it's a full
team
package, yes. Which is why the wrestling itself is one day, but it's a 1 week event. So coaches and officials would also, coaches and referees will also get some training. So good news that they are going. Also, US has invited the same wrestling federation. So the wrestling federation is apparently doing very well. And I think it was yesterday that the governor of Rivers State also hosted them and congratulated them with different things. So yeah, Wrestling Federation is doing very well. I think Daniel Gali has done a fantastic job. And I saw on his Twitter post one time him talking about sports ministry and how it should be run. I'm thinking, are you going to vie for the Minister of Sports? It would be great because you already know how to plan, even with no money. So let's see how it works out for them. But good news though. Fantastic job.
Well done to our wrestlers.
Well done. Why are you the only one clapping?
I don't know. I like to clap. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Yay.
Yeah,
Folu, that clap I clapped. One plate of rice.
Okay. All right, still talking sports. Maria Sharapova crashed out in the opening round of the Stuttgart Grand Prix.
Can't even control yourself.
Grand Prix to Caroline Garcia, but remains determined to add to her 5 Grand Slam crowns. Now, in a quote, she says, "When you've experienced Grand Slam victories, it's absolutely natural to have that goal in mind." As she told reporters, "It would be silly for me to say my goal for this year is to win a lower-tier tournament because I strive to be on the big stage and to win on the big stage. I've experienced it and I know what it's like, and I want that feeling again to continue to work for that."
And therein lies the problem. See, it's not like Maria Sharapova has done something that's uncommon to any athlete ever. It's the attitude which she comes back and says, I'm not targeting winning a lower tier competition. That's exactly what Pochettino said before he was. Win one. Do you understand? Just hold something first, and then there's nobody that says if you win a lower tier tournament, you cannot still win a Grand Slam.
Or it makes you less of a person.
Do you understand? It doesn't reduce your chances of winning a Grand Slam. Win one first. And she was the headline of this tournament. Sharapova is coming, Sharapova is coming, Sharapova is coming. Everywhere in Stuttgart you saw tennis, you saw Sharapova's face. And then you crash out in the first round, and then you now call it a lower tier tournament. You don't do that. Don't disrespect people that are giving you money to eat at the end of the day. She's out, and she may be dropping out of the top 50 players. She will be dropping out of top 50 players because of this. So she's a fighter and she knows how to fight her way back. But there's something, I think she's being so defensive because of the doping issue, and is almost becoming arrogant because this week WTA also released some small documentary or adverts saying that we're going to look at the beauty of women open era, and they mentioned Martina, also mentioned Steffi Graf, and the next name on the list was not Williams, who has 23. It was Sharapova. So so when you see things like that, it just piles on the pressure on Sharapova and probably the adversity, because animosity, because everybody's just saying, if you're talking about dominance in open era, the one name that should come to mind should be Serena, not Sharapova. So there's a lot going on. I guess ultimately she'll find her feedback, but this attitude of I'm not aiming for lower tier titles, Pochettino will be discussing it over lunch when other people are playing in the finals. It's that simple.
So savage. Please, let's go on and talk about Liverpool's manager Jurgen Klopp, who refused to dwell on the 2 late goals that they conceded in a 5-2 win over AS Roma in their Champions League semi-final first leg on Tuesday, saying that his team had been perfect for 18 minutes. Anyways, he says, of course we would have been more happy with 5-0 or 5-1, but 5-2 is a fantastic result. Again, that's what German coach said after Mohamed Salah and Roberto Firmino against the shell-shocked Italians. He said the boys played a brilliant game over a very long period, and even the last minutes when we conceded, we made one mistake and the ref made one mistake, awarding a penalty, and that was 2 goals for them. We have to work again in Rome, but that is no problem. There would have been work to do if we had won 5-0. Roma have tried everything anyways, he said.
Excuse me, first and foremost, this is not Michael Oliver. That was a penalty. Go to sleep. Even James Milner knew that he had messed up, because he brought out his hand and used it to change the position of the ball that was goal bound. He knew that he had done something, so there was no controversy in the penalty. It was a clear penalty. And that being said, he's right. 80 minutes they played well. The same story against West Brom. The same story against Manchester City. They thought they were cruising 4-0, and then Manchester City came back and brought the game to 4-3. It is the game management that is a problem. It wasn't taking Salah off. Salah looked already tired. They have to manage Salah. He has more games to play if they're going to try and get something out of this season. It had nothing to do with taking Salah off and bringing Ings on. Ings is a good outlet. The problem is that game management, where they play for 90 minutes or 93 minutes or whatever time it is, as opposed to for 79 minutes and going to bed. And I think Roma had seen that, but for me, if you ask, by the first half, you saw that there was pace coming from the wings, and Sadio Mane's pace, Salah's pace was giving you a lot of problem with that ball over the top, and they were getting in behind the defense. At halftime, the least you could have done was discuss it. Should we have a high line? Should we still hold a high line? Shouldn't we try to contain and then do the break or the counter. They should have discussed it, but they come back in second half and repeat the same mistakes. And it's 5-1. It looks like there's a glimmer of hope, but I don't see Liverpool going to Rome and not scoring a goal. That's where the problem is. So even if Roma wins in Rome, I think Liverpool will get a goal, and that way Roma is out.
Thank you very much, Tega. We'll be taking more stuff when we come right back on the inside of the locker room. Remember, the hashtag is LockerRoom981.
Love music. Love life.
Sorry, I think we shouldn't have taken this story now.
Yeah, it's okay.
I just realized. I thought we had a bit more time.
We should have taken. Do we have any? Oh, we have messages on WhatsApp.
Well, yeah, what they feel. Story. They all just like look. Thanks. So we should come back with the messages so you can address that, especially for the addresses. Please.
So come back with that. I am so tired.
Sorry.
I really want to eat bacon. Yes, I can. I'm not doing that all today. Just a few phone calls and then I'm running home.
Major key.
Oh, Rachel.
YouTube is stopping my gist.
Things.
Folu, so really, you didn't buy cake?
No.
Hey.
They haven't paid you, have they?
Who is you?
Have they?
They never pay me.
You're supposed to buy me cake now. So
as I said, this YouTube is stopping gist. Yeah, speaking your own chest.
I don't like the way Valo is doing this. It's Valo that instigated this thing. This is how you start in trouble, like Liverpool fans.
How?
Then when they beat you into a coma, there's no problem.
Lol.
If they had scored 5-3, Roma managed to score a third goal. Nothing. That Roma, they'll be through. But the pit was too deep. This referee was on point, man. This referee, then again, he's not English, so kind of.
I haven't brought my camera today, so I can take fine by day pictures.
Oh.
But you have to give us something.
Yeah,
So empty day like that.
What?
It's a tough time. Our pocket time. Currently.
my chest is paining me.
You
The
don't
news that he gave me is
You don't understand.
it's very hard on the chest. I understand yesterday the DSTV expires at 25th. I paid in the midnight.
As I paid for a toll yesterday, and I saw 546 naira balance. I said, okay, at least I can go to work.
My brother.
I was like, no.
I can go to work.
I paid. That angle did justice.
Looks like he has healthy stuff.
Have you seen the penalty that they're saying? He brought the ball to himself like this. He didn't even complain when they gave it. See, he stood up. He didn't complain. Klopp is saying,
We're back in studio. Yes.
The greatest.
Of all time.
That's right.
Muhammad Ali.
We're back inside the locker room for some more sports stories. We'll take your messages.
Says Tega, it's a Klopp thing. The problem with Roma is 3-0 at Rome. Hope this time is Mo Salah, right? And if we go over to Twitter, over on the hashtag locker room, Ugo Collins, hey Collins, says, let's look on the bright side. Liverpool gave you some content for today's sports news by letting 2 goals in. If we, he says now, wow, had won 5-0, you'd switch to today's game and have nothing to say about us. Still, the second team to get 5 in a semi.
true, that was a horrible performance by Roma. I keep saying it. They dug themselves in. They dug the hole too deep. And the difference is this time that the world is aware of what you did against Barcelona. So they're waiting for you. So Liverpool will go to Rome and attack from the beginning.
Wow.
Now that they kept thinking, but you're like, it's 4-1. So that we'll play like 70th minute, 3 entered and then they're out. But now the world knows that you're capable of a comeback. 3-0 is not such a big margin anymore, especially with UEFA Champions League this season. So then they believe you can come back. So Liverpool will go there, and from the very start of the game, the first pass of the ball, they'll be attacking, and they're likely to get something because of the form that Mo Salah is in. I have to in a while. 43 goals this season.
They were showing the highlights of some of the goals yesterday.
And the goals are hits back to back.
My goodness.
It's a Scouser thing.
It's time
Hammond
we
Lucky
bond
says very quickly, it was great football last night. It was all about Salah. In fact, I'm even tired of praising the guy. Also, happy birthday to your mum, Lucky Hammond. Thank you very much for sending that adorable picture.
Yeah.
And because you are a frequent listener and you do comment a lot, so I was like,
so you get a
that
pass.
one out. You do.
You get a shout out.
And Ayodele Ukumfalami up on Twitter says, what is it about pre-match suits worn by Cavs in these playoffs? Should we be suit watching tonight?
But that suits are
That
point.
was so on point.
And you think they're good? I'm telling
See
you.
the edges.
So you understand they mean business.
I don't want to be here. I don't want to
All
be
right.
here.
So Zinedine Zidane says there are no favorites when Real Madrid face Bayern Munich in Wednesday's Champions League semi-final first leg. The Frenchman, speaking at the pre-match press conference, said, I do not think they are my favorites. It's a semi-final. It's completely different to last season. It's a different match. We're in the semi-finals and want to play a good game. We're prepared for that, knowing that we're going to have to suffer. We'll need to do a big performance against a strong opponent. Bayern are a great club with a great team spirit. I have no doubts that mentally we'll be at 150%. Such confidence.
Yes, he's going to have to be at that percent to do anything. And he's right, they're really no favorites. But I mean, they've won the Champions League back to back, so everybody's saying, oh, they're the team to beat, they're the team that's going to win. And considering what they did to Bayern last time they met, it looks like it's a given. But coaches have changed, system has changed, style has changed. With this Bayern side, there's a little more options. A few key worries for Bayern: no Arturo Vidal. Alaba is questionable, and he gives some kind of structure and solidity to that, and leadership to that backline for Bayern Munich, and that's where some of the struggle might be. But barring those two, your Pankers has come out to say, look, we're going to come out and play a game the best way we know how, and they're going to have to try, because Real Madrid will score goals. Real Madrid also will concede goals. I think that's the bright spot for Bayern Munich, that Real Madrid will concede even if they'll score. And both teams have frail defenses, so I think he'll be a little more open than imagined. Yeah, he's right. No advantages. Bring up your 150% best, and maybe you get to win. Otherwise, you go home and somebody else takes the Champions League.
Oh boy.
Which is what we are looking for. Another name on the trophy.
Apart
from Real Madrid.
Right, let's talk about Europa, which is very interesting. Also, and just before that, a quick note to our listeners out there: our app is back up and working. I do know some people had complained, so major apologies for that. Just go again, Smooth FM Lagos. It's very simple. Go to your app store, whether it is Google Play Store or the App Store. Moving on now, Arsenal defender Mertesacker says that the players are focused on winning the Europa League as well as their 4 remaining Premier League games to give manager Arsene Wenger the perfect send-off. Please, Father God. He told reporters, he made it very clear to us, this is it now to win the Europa League, and every match we are going to face now we can come together and let him leave in style. The team responded to his announcement fairly quickly. We had an atmosphere that we want to do it for you, to send you off in the best possible way. Again, Father God, please don't let these boys mess up. Let them help us and leave with some small respect.
And it gets tougher for them on Thursday, because earlier they said Tega Onojaife said there's no way Costa was going to be fit in time for Arsenal game, and then he releases the list and Costa is traveling with the team. And if any Arsenal fan remembers what Diego Costa did to them when he was at Chelsea, he was so troublesome. He scored goals, but it was the other antics that got Arsenal players riled up that was even more key to Chelsea's dominance, I would say, in those games over Arsenal. So if with Costa being back in that lineup, it's a bit shaky. We don't know if he'll start or if he'll come in from the bench, but a Costa against Arsenal is already cause for worry. That just makes it tougher. Also, we have to remember that Atletico Madrid don't concede as many goals, number 2, and then Arsenal doesn't travel well away this season, number 3. So it seems like these odds are stacked up against them. But if they've come out with the determination that they're going to do this for Arsene Wenger, even if they're not going to do it for themselves, let's give them a chance or two, so that we'll see what they'll do. But I think it looks like an Atletico Madrid win. I think it looks like an Atletico Madrid win. But if Arsenal does win, then
good for them, huh?
Come on, you Gunners. Sorry.
I'm not buying you lunch if they're
excuse me, please just respect me here.
I'm not buying you anything.
More messages coming through. Buy me small respect for a small amount of time. Vash from Yaba says, Tega, you are spot on in your analysis, but there is hope for Roma, especially from your comments on Liverpool game management. And Roma have beaten Chelsea and Barcelona 3-0 in Italy, he says. Tosin Daniels comes back to put his name to the message, saying, unfortunately, the Minister of Sport is a political appointment, sadly, and not an electoral process. And that's for the Wrestling Federation guy. This shows that this country can attract global attention if things are done properly. France, UK, etc. would be at our beck and call, he says. Zizi Classic says, Folu Valtega, good morning. Mo Salah is becoming delicious this day on the pitch. Hope the 5-2 will not get into their head. Sha, he asks. Am I from Akoka? Meanwhile says, when it went up 5-0, I was stunned, but typical Liverpool, they wanted more drama, like a particular senator. Salah, though, we have an Egyptian pharaoh in Europe. Let's see what Cristiano Ronaldo will do tonight. My guess is that he will want to make a statement. Will the statement be made? Was fantastic. I saw dominance of Mohamed Salah. Liver no chill at all, and Salah needs some accolades. I saw some kids worshipping and bowing to Salah, and Roma may revenge like the Avengers. And Val, when is the party happening? When are we coming? Please, Tega, help me collect our rice when you are getting there.
So we're 8 over here.
We are 8 over there. Eh? You've not collected for one person, you're fighting for 8.
You don't have fear of God. What's going on?
You have conscience.
Food for thought for this next break. Sports, locker room.
That's also the only kind of food are collecting. Hey! Chill now. See how many of us we were here. 8 outside.
8 we get to.
So your good is better and your better best. Now you have a good idea what whole flaked means, right?
Okay.
Let's go. Come on, give me milk now. Nice girl, quality cornflakes.
Or not? There's no middle ground. Now the secret to being whole flaked is found in your daily routine,
but I tried.
especially in your mornings. So stay tuned for how to live whole flaked.
Smooth 98.1. Sweet Sound Promotions presents Runway Jazz 2018. Come experience jazz and fashion in one unforgettable night with one of the biggest stars of R&B, contemporary, and straight-ahead jazz, Gerald Albright. Celebrate the International Jazz Day in grand style with other artists like Tiwa Savage, Span, Heavy Wind, Beyond Vocals, and the host band, Sweet Sound. There will be a display of elegant bridal wear avant-garde by Elizabeth R. and Step Up by Mrs. Delacroix, wife of the Vice President.
I'm very sorry for all that I've done to you.
Sunday, April 29th, 2018 at Echo Hotel Convention Center. Red carpet starts at 5 p.m. There will also be a music masterclass holding on Saturday, 28th of April 2018. Tickets are available on www.runwayjazz.com.
Oh, I did not mention the importance of this guy.
Table reservations call 0706-234-0002.
Because as soon as he went off the pitch and Ronaldo came up, that's when Liverpool started.
Runway Jazz 2018.
Because what he does, he still plays like an Arsenal boy, like to pass the ball around. With Ronaldo, it was now direct football, so threw the ball directly to Sadio Mane or Salah, and they attacked him. And they're faster than all the Roma players put together. So he
came and reset the target.
Thank you, that was exactly what he did.
You can start withdrawing after 2 years and it serves as life cover too.
Introducing the Cornerstone iSave, an easy, flexible payment plan. Save and make your plans a reality with Cornerstone iSave plan and get a fantastic interest rate. It also serves as a life cover with a minimum maturity date of 2 years. At Cornerstone, we don't give you any hassle. When you have a need, we are always on hand to settle your claims quickly. Visit cornerstone.com.
The electrifying spirit in the pitch,
the
though.
future.
Yeah.
What is black?
There's nothing like it. There's nothing like
When they scored the first goal, Liverpool just scored the first goal. Roma, all the Liverpool people started biting their fingernails. Roma people started making noise. It was now no longer Anfield, it was now Rome.
80 naira for the 50 CL.
I don't know why you said this keeper is not fine. They fine, bro.
For the 35 CL bottle.
Looks like he has good stock, good jeans. Maybe it's just the athletes I'm seeing. Sometimes that happens. I confuse just athletic prowess for fineness. But it's the same thing in my brain. Junior food can bring you the
the food you love.
I also think the roast is fine, even if it looks like a mafia guy.
Who's the referee?
The roast.
We'll bring you the
You
food
see,
you've
if
been
it's
dreaming
on
of. Download the free
with the beard, he looks very mafia.
today.
That's hilarious.
Okay, yeah. He looks fine in real life, and that picture does not do him justice at all.
We're in.
Hi, this
Studio.
is Lettuce, and you're on Nigeria's #1 station for soul, jazz, and funk. Smooth 98.1. Love music, love life.
Just a few seconds left in sports.
Yeah, so time to jump into some more of your comments. Anazia Ifeanyi says, congrats to Liverpool fans on an amazing semi-final performance, and I hope Madrid wins today. Sharapova should keep her small comments to herself and let her tennis racket speak for her on the court. Also, happy birthday, Valentine. # free rice today.
Thank you, fine.
I appreciate you guys out there so much for these messages. You guys don't understand. Like, we genuinely love you. Thank you. Ade says, see Valo wants a Nikon camera but doesn't want to buy small chops.
Oh, boy.
He says, he carries on saying, Wenger the hero that turned into a villain. Tega, I beg, we will win. Say what you want, I beg. We will pull a Liverpool, just watch. Oh. And GK says, Liverpool Hotspur shouldn't bottle this. Wow. More messages still coming through. Sharif Oluwaleke Akimbi from Lagos Island says, I beg, FIFA should just give Salah world's best already. Let's get it over and done with. And finally, just to round up, this is in from Nathan Njoku says, Mo Salah will win the EPL Golden Boot, European Golden Boot,
Amen.
win the UCL, and win the European Player of the Year award, go to the World Cup with Messi and Ronaldo, and we'll all lose. I will be nominated for, and he will be nominated for the World Player of the Year awards and win it.
I love it.
No, but he's had
Awesome.
an excellent season. I think he should win.
And that's pretty much it. I think we are completely done. Emma from Okoka says Valentine. Oh my gosh. Still more birthday
Meek Mill.
messages. Cruz says, happy birthday, Valolo. Do the right thing now.
Yeah,
Do
there's
the
a song
right
like
thing.
that. Yeah.
Please, we're done. We're out of time.
Yeah,
for
we're
sports. It's time
done.
for locker room. Big shout out to all of you out there. We absolutely love you guys. Thank you for all the messages you always send in and the comments. We appreciate you every day. Please continue to chat with Tega up online. You can find her at Tega Supreme. She is Tega Onojaife, and she's also at LIS International for the Ladies in Sports Conference.
Yeah.
If you want to know more about that.
Lagos coming up next at top of the hour, 9 o'clock. We get to talk inside of Lagos Talks 981.
Valolo.
Valentine.
I'm going to sleep in time. All of you are going to